To everyone, good morning. My name is Simon Villalon. It's my co-founder, Mark Cruz. Thank you for being here, and we truly appreciate the time that you're spending with us today. We know it's hot outside. Despite the rising prices in gas, you've chosen to be with us this morning, and that's greatly appreciated. So, how many of you here have our parents? Our parents?
Sorry, akala ko half parent.
Parents, our parents, our parents, have parents, yes. Most of us have parents. Most of us are parents. So, I'll start with something simple for those of us with children or who have beloved nieces, nephews, or children in our lives. No? Specifically, when it comes to our children's education, the question that I ask myself as a parent is, how do we actually know if our children are ready when it matters most? At some point, the stakes get higher for our kids. As our children reach senior high school, especially, the education conversation starts to change. And it's no longer about grades. It starts to be what happens in the future. What are my plans going to be? And for the Philippines context, it's about entrance exams, applications, and the outcomes that they all aspire for. In the Philippines, that moment is tough. Competition for university spaces is as intense as it has ever been. Limited slots, high-stakes exams, and thousands of students trying to get in. So what do we do? As parents, or as titos and titas, lolas and lolas, we invest. We invest in things that we hope will improve the chances of our kids. Review centers, tutors, books. But more than that, for many Filipino families, they make trade-offs. They stretch financially. They adjust family priorities, and they give up time. Because we all want to give our kids a real shot at success, a real shot at a future that sets them apart. So, what's the harder question? The harder question is, are we actually helping them prepare, or are we just keeping them busy, hoping that we get better results? When we talk to the students, normally for the students, it's not a question of effort. They're putting in the effort. Naghihirap sila, they go to school, they study, they take the time. They're working, they're putting in the hours. But many are doing it basta-basta, without the clarity that they need to get the outcomes. They don't know where they stand. They don't always know what to focus on. And many of them don't know quite where to start. That's where the pressure comes from. Not from the exams, but from the uncertainty. Access also is uneven. Not every family can easily get to a review center, can get to a quality tutor. And not every family can absorb the cost. So even preparation becomes a question of opportunity. And the system has not really caught up. Preparation is not one size fits all. Feedback is limited. And important decisions, where to go, what to take, what to study, are still made without clear data. So we end up here, students working hard, many don't know if they're actually ready. And along the way, we've gotten very good at reducing students to class numbers. So naghihirap sila, how are we getting them the attention that they deserve? They get reduced to scores, to rankings, to percentiles. But as parents, as people who love our children, we know that it's not enough. Our kids are not numbers on a spreadsheet. Our kids are not data points. They are different. They learn differently. They move at different speeds. And that mattered to us as we are preparing GIA. From the start, we did not want to build something that only measures students better. We wanted to build something that understands the students better, understand our children better. Something that gives clarity without adding pressure. Something that helps students move forward with direction. Because at the end of the day, we're talking about people, children, the ones who we love the most. A student trying to be ready for one of the most important moments of their life. And that's where GIA started. That was our simple idea. That there has to be a better way to help students prepare with clarity and confidence. And we asked, what if students did not have to guess if they were ready? What if they could actually see it? And that's what we set out to build with Gia. And today, we're very excited to show you how it works. And with that, excited, turn over the floor to my co-founder, Mark Cruz. Mark.
Thank you, Ken. So, good afternoon na po. Thank you so much po for joining us today and for gracing us with your presence. So, as Simon has mentioned, we're launching our first AI product today. So, Gia is an AI solutions platform, and we are launching our first product, which is geared towards college entrance exams. But before that, a quick background about myself and sort of with Simon also. So me and Simon have been in the tech and BPO industry for 30 years already. My background is around digital transformation and consumer digital products, and of course, artificial intelligence as well. No? And again, we're very excited to be here with all of you today and share what GIA is, why we built it, and what is the foundation that we use in terms of like designing and developing the platform. Right? So the first thing I wanted to share with all of you, and Simon kind of shared a little bit about it, is why did we build GIA? And I will start by sharing a very personal story. So actually, GIA started roughly 2 years ago po. I was having a dinner conversation with my son, no? And at that point in time, we were actually talking about, anak, saan mo gusto mong aral? Anong course you want to take? And eventually, what career did you want to, do you want to go after? So, because of that, I then decided, how do kids today actually review and prepare for probably the most important exam that they will ever take of their academic life. The most important exam, which is, the college entrance exam to either get into UP, Ateneo, UST, De La Salle. So I started reviewing and trying to research, how do kids prepare, no? And what I found was that, as I talked to, actually me and Simon, we had an opportunity to talk to many parents, many students, and actual educators as well. And what we saw was that it was still all very traditional po. Very traditional, very brick and mortar, right? And so what typically happens, and I was sharing this story already early with some of you who came in a little bit early, is that typically what happens, a parent, such as myself, would enroll their child in a review center along Katipunan Avenue, right? And they would pay anywhere between 15,000, 20,000. Ang pinakamahal po na what we heard was a parent would even shell out 50,000 for a one-on-one tutor for their child. Sobrang mahal, diba? Even at the 15,000, that's already for most families, not just the parents contributing, but even the lolas trying to shell out money just to give their apo or their child a chance at reviewing for UPCAT, right, and increasing their chances of getting in. So it's not something that's available to a majority of Filipino families today. What we also saw is that it's still all very manual. Right? It's still very manual. What typically happens is, say, for example, if I were to enroll my son in a review center, first, it would be 6 Saturdays, 4 hours every Saturday, together in a room with roughly 30 or 40 students. No? And then they will talk about what they will first do is that they will take a mock exam, a pen and paper, right? And they will try to answer a mock exam of UPCAT. And then after that, so may clock, timer ends. What they will typically do is that they will then, given an answer sheet, try to tabulate their scores. Isa-isa yan. Tabulate their scores, and at the end of that exercise, all that they will take away from that is what their total score is. Right? But they will they will have no idea where were they, what areas of UPCAT did they score high, what were their weaknesses, ano po yung gaps nila, and then also how well did they do on time management on these particular areas, right? So that's one. And then what typically happens is, at every Saturday, so first Saturday, 30 students, one-way tutor saying na math tayo today, next week science, next week ganyan. And then at the end of the 6 weeks, they will take another mock exam, manually tabulate the scores again, right? And then all that we have at the end of that is tumaas ba yung total score ko? Right? All very manual. And then for those who cannot afford, so we actually talked to several of them, ang struggle nila, Tito Mark, I don't know where to find free questions, mock exam. They will go through Reddit, they will go through YouTube, yan, kung saan sila maghahanap, right? And then in some cases, the complaints also, they have a review. So this was my nephew, I was talking to him. Tito Mark, if it takes me 30 minutes to answer the questions in a reviewer, it takes me another 30 minutes just to go to the back of the reviewer and try to total my scores, check the solution, and it's another 30 minutes of their time, right? So those are other struggles. And then from there also, we heard a lot of like the feedback, the anxiety, the stress, the challenges that they're experiencing, especially with this generation today. Alam naman po natin yan, there's a lot of like sources of anxiety and challenges. The worst that I've heard po is that there was a student who actually went to UP, was in the classroom taking the UPCAT. A few minutes after, she stood up and walked out crying. This was shared to me by one of the principal partner schools that we have, no? Because it was just they couldn't handle the anxiety. So ganon. And because of that, I guess as our initial inspiration po, we built GIA. Right? So GIA is our goal, no, as technologists, as parents, and the founders who are educators as part of the team, is we wanted to create a world-class personalized learning platform that's powered by artificial intelligence. Right? And we wanted to build something that can be a prep tool in your pocket, literally. So I don't have my phone, but literally po, and I think Simon shared this with you, some of our users have used GIA while waiting for the jeepney, there's stuck in traffic, right? So those are the stories of what we've heard. And when we developed GIA, we wanted to make sure that we followed six design principles po, 6 design principles. So the first one is it has to be accessible and convenient. Right? So as long as a student or a child has access to internet and a Wi-Fi browser, regardless if it is on your PC, laptop, tablet, and even a smartphone. So we have a huge community of users now from the public school, and 90% of them are actually on smartphones and we're using media. So that was one of the first of 6 design principles that we wanted to have. Secondly, and I think Simon also alluded to this, we wanted to see if we can provide the 50,000 peso, of course there's no human being per se, but a custom way of being able to give feedback to a student on where they are, no, in terms of strengths, proficiency gaps, but at a much affordable price and not 50,000 pesos. Right? So, although initially we have this particular tier plan, but the goal, longer term goal po namin, is that we are able to provide various levels of subscription plans that will make it more affordable to a lot more Filipino families. Right? So, as I was sharing kanina, third of the total UPCAT passers who are accepted in UP, arguably the best education in the country, the cheapest education in the country, only 30% po are actually from public schools. Siyempre yung mga Marikina Science, Philippine Science, dati 100% pasado. Pero yung outside of that, only 30% gets into UP. And they don't have access to something as just having questions to practice on. Right? The third concept po is that, so everything po yung GIA, yes, we are AI powered, yes, we have, me and Simon are technologists, but the rest of our co-founders are all senior educators, We have a total teacher community of 24, both from the private schools and also public schools across the country, helping us design and develop content. All original po yung content namin. There's no AI-generated questions that is in our test bank. And so everything is teacher validated. Everything is teacher designed, developed. The fourth principle po is that, syempre, especially for me, I'm a parent, right? Me and Simon are parents. And then our educators also, this is probably the most important aspect of GIA. It's to have safety at the center po, especially for our kids. So my son is going to use GIA to prepare for taking UPCAT in August. Syempre, I need to make sure na it's a safe tool to use. No? It's a safe tool for kids to use. GIA has also been designed and developed by students. So we involve students early in the design process. So as I was sharing po kanina, when we initially had the mock-ups po ng GIA, Simon and I loved it. We really loved it, ganda. No? But then we started showing it to actual students from Marikina Science, Miriam, Assumption. They all hated it po. Sabi nyo, Tito Mark, those are all blocks of text. We don't get what you're trying to show us. Yan. But so it was an eye-opener for us initially. So we're intentional in designing and developing GIA with the students. Actually, my kids are heavily involved in the decision making of anything in GIA. No? And then what you will see po later on, all of the feedback, the analytics, the study plan, it's all in real time. It's all in real time. Right? So GIA is the first and only AI-powered personalized exam prep platform in the Philippines that's teacher validated and student approved. Right? And I'll show you how I back this up in the later slides. Right? At a snapshot po, so GIA, when a child or student subscribes to GIA, he can take as many practice tests on the content that will appear in the UPCAT as many times as they want. So as of today, we have roughly around 5,900 questions in our test bank, all original, created by and validated by human beings, and all in one place, a child. So this is literally a feedback by one of our scholars, no, public school scholars. What he appreciated at the onset was that he just logs in and I can take as many tests as I want, just to practice on. Right? The entire review process is streamlined. I did not design it. It was all designed by actual teachers. The study plan you will see and the analytics is instantaneous. Real-time progress tracking, and as I mentioned, it's on demand. You can take it anywhere as long as you have internet and a web browser. And of course, and you will see po later, we reduce significantly the manual work that a child does in terms of reviewing so that they can just focus on what really matters. Okay? All of our content, as I mentioned po, they are all original questions. Actually, just to share, roughly 2 years ago, I actually logged into ChatGPT and asked it, can you create UPCAT questions, math, Siyempre, it gave me test questions, test items. But the moment I showed it to actual educators, the quality is all over the place. Even the students, when we first started showing them GIA, one of their first questions po, AI generated po ba, Tito Mark, ang questions yun? So even they know that the quality isn't good. Right? So what we've done is that with our educators, we've designed our own methodology. All of our questions po are created by, say, teacher Christine, who is a public school teacher in Sorsogon. She's a Filipino teacher. She creates it, and then teacher Emmy, who is part of a private school here in Makati, Filipino rin, she reviews the questions created. Right? So everything po is original, created, and then meron po kaming standards in terms of being able to calibrate, is this Filipino question actually hard, medium, low, right? And we even tag ano yung estimated time to answer each and every question. So we go to that level of detail. We do use AI, but it's all AI just to assist the creation in the review process. But the content po is all created by human beings. So as I mentioned po, we roughly have 5,900 questions today covering all of the content and subjects that you will see or a student will see in UCAT, ASET, and the like. No? So I say it as of today because we're still not yet stopping. We're continuing building questions. Right now, these questions would roughly cover anywhere between grade 12 and grade 6 curriculum. But the end goal, as I was sharing a while ago, is that we're going to build a question bank that can cover basic ed, no, from grade 4 to grade 12. So ito po yung current coverage namin in terms of subjects. Yan, so for math, science, we have questions for both English and Filipino. And that's important also to note, later on I'll show you. Kasi, I'm not sure po if you're aware, medyo yung mga bata ngayon, pagdating sa Filipino, it's not a source of stress. At least for my kids. Although when GIA was used by public school students, amazingly, their highest was actually Filipino. So that was an eye-opening for us. No? Right. So I'll go now po to the actual demo. Questions po so far? Any questions po so far? Let me just log in. So by the way po, disclaimer, this is a demo account. This is on our test server, so baka there might be some garbage data, right? But I didn't want to pull any, of course, for data privacy, any actual user data. So this is a demo account, right? So this is for the interface of GIA. This is the dashboard that the student will see. So, we designed it. This is not how it looked like first time. So when we designed it, it was more something that we could Simon and I could probably present to VP of Globe or of video. Yeah. But since we presented it to kids, sabi nila, Tito Mark, we hate it. Can you consider us? So we had to totally revamp the interface. So, and as you can see yan, si Gia yan po, yung aming mascot. No? But, so I won't go through po the exact user experience because it will take us 2 hours to do it. So forgive me, I will jump from one feature to another. So the first thing that, say, my son would do if he were taking it for the first time is to take a mock exam of UCAT. Right? So take a mock exam of UCAT. So what typically happens, he will set aside 2 hours, right? This mock exam will cover all areas of UCAT, math, science, reading, comprehension, language, half of the time, 4 hours per country. Right? And what happens is, after each section twice timed, if say the timer for math ends, the math will automatically close, 5-minute break, and then it starts. No? So let's start. I will, kita niyo po ba, I can increase the...
Apo.
Check yan.
2020 po.
2020 po. Actually, meron naman po sa likod, no? So this is po the interface. It's designed to be boring. This particular one is designed to be boring because, well, UCAT is boring and you need to focus, no? So you have a timer at the top, right? Yeah, so a student can select
Masagutan mo kaagad. Hindi
question.
pwede mabagal.
Teka Mark, sinasagot pa nila.
May timer.
Don't worry po. When I tried doing it myself, it didn't end well po for me. Yeah.
Dati na nakabilis.
So similar to the UCAT, they can jump from one question to another. So when the timer po ends, math will automatically close. 5-minute break, and then after 5
Okay,
minutes,
mas rest test.
ready or not ready, science will start.
Huwag na kasi.
Ito rin po, something that we work very hard on. So, if you were to see any other digital testing platform or say mathematics platform, what you would normally see po is just plain text. Square root of ano, as in text po, square root. So we did a lot of made an investment in making sure that how, say for example, a math formula appears in the book, it will also appear correctly in our GIA interface. Hindi yan basta-basta uploading an Excel file and call it a day. So we actually did programming to make sure that the actual user interface shows the questions correctly.
And it does the same thing on mobile.
Yes, it does the same thing on mobile. Right. So let's say for example na tapos na my son for example completes the mock exam. So what happens next? So I will kunwari na po nasubmit na po, no? I will end po the session. What will happen is let me just get to that. Kunwari lang po, no? Mock exams taken. So, what will happen is, immediately, my son will be able to see, it's not supposed to yan. Ilitan ko po, kasi nag-ano pag mas maliit yung screen eh. What they will immediately see is what their scores are, score per subject, right? And breakdown per subject. Yan, immediately po. So they will see what their right and wrong answer is. For mathematics and science, they will see ano yung solution. So nawawala na po yung manual going behind reviewer, and they can see. And regardless of if they take 5 mock exams, 50 practice tests, every time they go back, they will see the exact same questions that showed during that actual test. Right? So this is feature one of the first feature I wanted to show you. Right? By the way po, so just to share, yung mock exam, so ito po, may distinction po ako, mock exam and practice test. Yung mock exam po that I just showed you, it's based on a fixed ratio. Roughly 30% are hard questions, 60% are medium, the difficulty questions, and then the rest are easy. Right? So it mimics also how UCAT is, well, that's our assumption based on what the educators told me that we should be issuing it. So I'll park it there po because that's important later. So immediately after, every time they take a mock exam, GIA will provide custom analytics. No? So this is the GIA analysis: overall score, highest score, lowest score, top areas for improvement. This particular demo account has taken 3 mock exams po. And then they can see and even go to ito. So if you want to go to attempt 1 reading comprehension, may kita po niya kaagad. She can go back, right? But this is the simpler part lang po ng GIA. Everything po below is AI powered. So all of the commentary po, so overall commentary, overall readiness of the child, strengths, areas for improvement. And then we can give breakdown po per subject. How well they did, anong strengths, anong areas for improvement. We also split, in the case of UPCAT, because it has Filipino, nakaliwalay po ang English and Filipino. Right? Mock exam results commentary, and also commentary po on time management. How do they actually handle time management with an accuracy per subject? Right? Recommendations for improvement. Tapos yung algorithms po ni GIA, it takes into consideration the historical proficiency ng child, right? So, if say for example, this particular account has, my son has taken for example 5 mock exams, it analyzes po the first, the most recent one, and then it analyzes po all the way till the first. Not just at a total score po, but per subtopic po of a subject. So it's not just generic math. So in some cases, you will see here that algebra you have improved over the last mock exam. So that's how we designed it. And the custom persona po ni GIA was not something that I developed. It came from our educators. This is using pedagogy principles, learning principles. So this is the second feature po ni GIA. All real time, being able to give a unique and custom feedback to the child at that point in time. Right? Questions po so far?
Sige lang sir, mamaya.
Okay.
Magamit.
Yeah, so, and then, hand in hand with that, every time they take a mock exam, GIA will give them a custom study plan. Okay. So this study plan is roughly around 2 weeks in duration. That's the recommendation po ng teachers namin. Right? So every day, GIA will, based on Pomodoro technique and other learning principles, recommend anong practice test should a child take per day. Per day. So, also, so I'll show you the practice test po pala. So let's say for example, this day, take a practice test in physics. Ito po, this is designed to be a little bit more fun. Wala po siyang timer. Wala siyang timer. And then, may konting gamification. This is V1 of the gamification. Later on, magkakaroon po ng leaderboards, streaks, badges. That's part of our product roadmap, no? Oops, not quite. So magkakaroon ng sound. They want sound. They were asking to Mark, can it give positive reinforcement? Yeah. No? Also, since this is practice po, so for example, if there are 10 questions as part of this physics and the child gets 2 questions wrong, binabalik po ni GIA sa dulo yung 2 questions na mali. To give the child another chance, try again. Before, okay, see it na, here's your...
Parang Duolingo yun.
Actually, so, yeah, one of the students when we did FGD, can you look at Duolingo, the Marquito Simon? So, yes, it was an inspiration that was used for us. Tapos po, so just to share with you, so during the initial design process that we had with, we were having an FGD with Miriam. One of the students actually told me, Tito Mark, can GIA meet me at my level? Kasi for example, math is my biggest struggle, my biggest source of anxiety. So, what GIA does po, sa mock, so ito na yung distinction po, mock exam, fixed preparation yan. Para every time we can compare. Pag sa practice test po, say for example, algebra or physics in this case, if that's the weakest of the child, area of the child, it will give the child a mix of easy and medium difficulty level questions first. Just to build a certain level of confidence to the child before giving the child a little bit more harder questions. So, this was actually one of the things that were recommended to us by several of the teacher consultants. Help the child build confidence. Para yung anxiety level nila, you don't close down or close their mind to tackling a particular subject. No?
So there's no way to fail the practice test?
No, you will fail. You will fail, but it will give you easy and medium questions first. And the next time, if say GIA will see that, oh, you're actually improving in physics, it's a practice test, they will give you medium and hard math. But the mock exam is still fixed ratio. Final one that at least as part of our initial MVP of GIA. By the way po, this is dynamic, the practice test is dynamic because the closer that you are to the date, the more questions appear during the practice. Right? So we start off, if it's 3 months away, 10 questions muna. But if it's a month away, sabi ng educators namin, 20 questions na yan. Right? So, so we've gotten a lot of positive feedback po here. There's been even a story na a child got out of bed, patulog na siya because she suddenly remember, oh, I haven't practiced today. Tapos, we actually accelerated this during the pilot. A lot of them asked for us, Tito Mark, can you allow us to do practice tests outside of the study plan? So, we accelerated this. A child can actually pick more science, for example. So in this particular cohort, what we saw, for example, yung initial pilot, the moment we opened up the test catalog, biglang nag-jump yung practice questions. Apparently, at that point in time when they were preparing, there was I think it was algebra basim or geometry, which was not yet covered by the time that they will take it. So kaya sila, they took advantage of the test catalog. No? or they can also take focus timed exams per subject. Ito naman, based on a fixed ratio, pero math lang. Math lang yung, pero tapos may time. So this is the first version po of GIA that's out in the market today. We will build more features into it as we get a lot of the feedback from our community. Leaderboards, mahilig po sila sa leaderboards, gamification eh. Study groups, ganyan. Part also of our roadmap, just to share, is that we will come up with a practice test of all of the areas. So for example, if these are the consistent topics that a child struggles, they can actually take one practice test na yun lang, math, algebra, ganyan. So, para they can also again zero in on just that. Questions po so far? So ito po yung V1 of our GIA today. Questions po so far? We'll also build in po mental health resources. So, one of our consultants is also a mental health and family expert. So, we're engaging her just to make sure that design principles of mental health is baked into GIA po. As you saw po with the dynamic tests. Sige. So, I'll go back po to my slides, if that's okay. All right. So, amazingly po, no, and when I first saw these numbers, I couldn't believe it myself. So these are actual numbers po. So how did we measure it? No, so the outcomes have been very encouraging po, no. So we have more than 150. I'm not sure the exact amount of users, and based on the data that we've seen, these are the highest improvement scores that a student can get on a subject, right? How do we measure this? We get the first mock exam, which is again based on a fixed ratio, and then we take the last one or the most recent one that for that particular account, and we measure the percentage difference. And we were quite surprised that was the case. So, what's interesting also is as we looked at the data, and what it was telling us consistently, the more that a student practices, tumataas po yung score. The more practice. So on average, I think like if they take 8 practice tests or between 6 to 8 practice tests per week, dun po talaga nakikita namin yung improvement from one session to the next.
Sir, sorry.
Yeah.
So, ibig sabihin ito, kunyari, 83%. 83% of the students?
No.
Or
80%. So for example, so I'm so bad with math. No, but if the initial score of the student was 20%,
Increased by 83.
and then
by
nag-increase
83%.
By 83%.
So it's not percentage of the student population using it. It's actual live pre and post GIA usage for that particular subject. So, and initially when me and Simone, especially when we showed it to the educators, parang, totoo ba yan? We were also skeptical. Pero when we opened up the data, it's there. Of course, if you were to ask me for the data, I would have to ask permission from
Pero para
the actual student po, no, for data privacy
concerns.
concerns. But this is the data that we're seeing, right? Because again, I think what's important to note, and I was sharing this kanina, was that when we built GIA, we didn't build GIA so that we didn't build GIA to teach the child to gain the test. Right? So we didn't teach the child how to actually beat UPCAT. Yung teachers po namin would get so mad, and very clearly, it's a platform to learn. To learn the core concepts po of all of these subjects. Right? Ito pala, so I forgot. So, we have more than 100 students already using GIA. And on average, what we're seeing is that the more that they practice, at least yung top improvement scores on average, the more that they can we're seeing improvement. Right? And aside from the quantitative data, we also have yung subjective data po. No? So, we've gotten a lot of like good feedback. Of course, may mga mix po yan of feedback. But a lot of the feedback po, because we engage our users, we engage our users, most of the feedback is, Tito Mark, can I have this? Can you have this catalog? Can you have this? No? And then some of them actually have reached out to us, already telling us, just the past week, oh, Tito Mark, we passed UCAT, passed asset. Kasi they used PIA for the first time last week. So, versus po yung initial stress that I showed you earlier, parang what they're appreciating is it's all there, you can access it anytime, it's not as expensive as a review center, right? And then of course with traffic and all, yeah, anyone in the country, as long as you have internet, can access it.